We are talking to Eric Parker, one of our Which Franchise experts, about the popular chicken franchise sector.
Hi, I'm Eric Parker, and I can really understand why most people want to get into a chicken franchise. And that's because in South Africa, we're one of the very few countries where chicken outsells beef. And there's various reasons why chicken is so popular in South Africa. One of the reasons is that through the ages, chicken has been much cheaper to produce, because if you grow a chicken, it takes just over 30 days. And if you compare that to growing a cow and beef, you can see why chicken has always been considered to be cheaper than beef. Also, there's no doubt that chicken is more healthy than beef. And even if we looked at rural South Africa, those people didn't have refrigeration, and what they did was they bought live chickens, and when they wanted to eat the chicken, they actually slaughtered the chicken. Now, that doesn't sound good, but you have to take it into account, because that's one of the factors why chicken has become such a popular meat and the leading meat in South Africa.
Eric, should I be looking at buying a chicken franchise?
I understand why you want to buy a chicken, but for many years, everybody wanted to buy a chicken franchise. So what has happened in South Africa, there's some very dominant brands. And Kentucky Fried Chicken, or KFC today, has been in the country for over 50 years. And it's become so strong that it's very difficult to compete with Kentucky. Now, we know that Kentucky is not accepting franchisees anymore. So unfortunately, the people that got in the early days, they've got multi-unit franchises, and you can't get into a Kentucky. Then Chicken Licken was another leader, and they very well established. And then all of a sudden Nando's came and changed from deep fried to grilled chicken. And today Nando's is a strong brand. So the problem we've got is that if you want to get into a chicken franchise, the market is dominated by these leading players that dominate the market. So if you can't come in, you're going to get into a secondary brand, and it's going to be difficult to compete with a brand like Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Eric, now what are my options if I want a chicken franchise?
Well, there's a lot of options. So you go from what we would call a container franchise, which would probably cost between 80 and 100,000, to right on the other side of the scale is a fully fledged drive-through like a Kentucky Fried Chicken, and that would be upward of 8 million. So you can see there's a huge variety. Now, if we look at it from a point of view, there's really two ways to cook chicken. The one is what we call a fried option, and the other is a grilled option. So Kentucky, Chicken Licken all did what we call a fried option, and even there were two different types of fried options. The one is what they call a henny penny, which is not an open fry, it's a pressure fried, and then there's the open fried as well. And apart from that, you then go to the other side, which is a grilled franchise, which is what Nando's came up with. So you've got now all those different options of grilled or fried, and then you've got different options from being a container store right up to a fully fledged drive-through. Now, one of the things that COVID has done is that it's severely increased the delivery mechanism for chicken. And what some of the franchises are doing is working out of what they call black kitchens, which is a kitchen without a presence, and it only does delivery. So you can see that you've got to look at a number of options that you've got and consider which one you'd like to be in. But I guess one of the problems is that if you were looking at food, chicken is not the only option that you've got. And as you're aware, we've got the website Which Franchise, and maybe it would be a good idea to start there and look at our fast food section and see some of the options. And I'm not saying that all the options are bad. There are some minor brands that are growing quite well, and you'll be able to pick them up on the Which Franchise website.
Thanks, Eric. That was very insightful. If you guys want to find out any more information or ask the expert any more questions about the chicken industry, please go onto our website on the Ask the Expert section.